Let's have a look at what's happening tomorrow, because there is a very important game coming up tomorrow. Sri Lanka versus Afghanistan, match number 11 happening at Abu Dhabi. I thought we'll discuss this game quickly as well, because we know that those 2 points riding in that group is pretty much a knockout game tomorrow.
Yeah, well, look, if Afghanistan win and they get to 4 points and Bangladesh are knocked off simply because the net run rate is so much better. Bangladesh and all Bangladesh fans will be hoping that Sri Lanka, with all the experience and all the ability, will be able to put one over Afghanistan. So in a sense, yes, absolute knockout game. No real pressure on Sri Lanka as long as they don't lose by a really heavy margin. They're through. So it's all about can Afghanistan get the 2 points and seal their spot in the Super Fours?
Well, they have won 2-2 Sri Lanka, but that game against Hong Kong, 150 they were chasing, and they had a few tense moments in that game. So they will, if they want a clean win going into the Super Fours.
Look, you are bound to get the odd few hiccups every now and then. You have to give a lot of credit to Hong Kong and their fight back and their spirit that they showed and the improvement that they showed more than anything else. When we saw them the first time around against Afghanistan to the last game, there was a marked improvement in the way they performed and just the way they showcased themselves. Yes, their fielding was iffy, barring the second game, their catching, which actually allowed Sri Lanka to come back into the game, because at one stage, after the 10th over, we all felt that there was a lot for Sri Lanka to do. And that was the time when they dropped 4 or 5 catches. And again, in the end, there was 1 over which went for a few runs. Again, that bit of over-enthusiasm which they exhibited. I think just thinking of Sri Lanka, they'll be happy that they got away with the win. They scraped through whatever just that sparked, and then you need to start afresh, because different challenges you're up against, 3 high-quality bowlers. You don't know what the pitch is going to be like, and maybe do Afghanistan think of making any changes with the way they've bowled. Fazal Farooqi has not fired. We spoke about him as well. Is he out of the tournament?
Yeah. I think he's out of the tournament.
The shoulder injury.
Yeah, so I think he's out of the tournament now.
Yeah, so do they get another spinner? Do you reckon there's a chance for Mujibur Rahman as well? Because I love getting all the spinners in.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible depending on what the pitch is going to be like. Again, sitting here in the studio, it's hard to say what the pitch is going to be like, but they might get another spinner in.
And they've only been playing in Abu Dhabi. I don't think they've played one game in Dubai. I think they had a 6-day break. The first game was Abu Dhabi, second game.
I'm sorry, Naveen ul Haq is out, not Farooqi.
Oh, Naveen ul Haq is out. Sorry, not Fazal.
Naveen ul Haq.
So he's not been firing with the wickets up front, and Naveen ul Haq had come into the team, but he's gone out because of the So. But we'll just have a look at that Sri Lanka squad, and you think they will go ahead with any changes at all? Things have been going well for them, so no changes for them, you think, Rohan?
I don't think they'll make any changes. I think, with the side that they have, it's well settled. Before the start of the tournament, the player to watch out for, I had said Dudit Velalege, because he's a really exciting young talent, but I don't think they'll make any changes. If at all they make any changes, I'd like to see him play, but I don't think they'll make any changes to the 11.
In the last game, they brought Tikshana instead of Patirana. And I think that was the only change they made, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be interesting. I don't get the feeling that they should make any changes coming in.
And Nissanka has been in great form, so he'll want to continue his form. He's got 2 half centuries, and he'd want to take that form into the Super Four as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he brings a lot of class and calm at the top of the order. He's unhurried in the way he bats, in spite of, and still is pretty fluent with the bat, and also just the way he plays spin and pace. I think there's a lot of class over there, so of course they would want him to continue with his form.
For Afghanistan, they will want their openers to get going. Atal has been doing well, but the last game he didn't have a good day out. But otherwise, they'll want their openers to do well. And of course, this is a high-pressure game for them.
Well, it's a high-pressure game simply because so much rides on it in terms of qualification. And also, I think Afghanistan are a team which now, whenever they play against one of the big boys, want to make a point, want to show that, look, we belong here. Like we've come to show you how good we are. And you're right. I think Atal would be the key. If you had to pick one batter from the batting orders, who would you put your hopes on, to make sure that they get a big score? It would be Atal.
But also for them, there is Noor, there is Rashid. Ghaznfar the other day didn't have a good day. Rashid with the bat, would you have liked to see him come up a little bit?
Yes, we spoke about this yesterday, didn't we? Maybe there was a bit of a hindsight thought for us that maybe he should have come in. But again, it boils down to who they rate at what time, at one point of time. Me and Rohan were making the point that maybe Karim Jannat, they see him as a batter for certain situations, and Rashid Khan comes in just swinging his bat. Maybe that kind of a situation is what is warranted for him. But more importantly, I think if they look at yesterday's game, Saimi, I felt maybe the usage of the bowlers was very important, because we spoke about Rashid coming in to bowl 7th over. More importantly, Noor, who put the brakes on them, started bowling only in the 10th over, in the 11th over, in fact, during your com box. So that is something which they need to look at. I know Ghaznfar didn't have the best of times, but who do you want to shore up more responsibility? Is it a Noor Ahmed, is it a Rashid Khan, or a Ghaznfar? As a captain, I would want to bowl the tougher overs. In fact, why him? You can look at even Nabi, because Nabi is somebody who's done that before. Nabi, during his captaincy tenure, bowled all the tough overs. So you've got in Hindi they say Pakawa player who's well experienced. So I think they've got enough bowling. So they shouldn't have allowed those many runs to be scored in the first place. So they would have been kicking themselves. And it may be 15, 20 runs too many because of the usage of bowlers. But tomorrow is a new day and an important day where, again, you need to bottle up all the pressure and make sure that you execute your skills.
So your players to watch out for then for tomorrow's game?
I'm going to go with Noor Ahmed and Nisanka.
Oh, yeah. I think I'll go with Noor as well. And yeah, I think I'm echoing your sentiments.
Wow,
Mr.
copy
Kartik.
paste there.
Wow.